you know, and DTI, we can't understand why the DTI accepted this as a goodwill gesture without Pepsi admitting anything.
There's no admission.
No admission of anything.
So what was the basis of the compromise?
It's just a goodwill gesture. That's the mystery about this thing. Now, how come the DTI accepted this offer as a goodwill gesture without even saying that, okay, this is a fine, that we'll accept this as a fine, and not as a goodwill gesture.
Have you gone after anybody in the DTI for this on behalf of your alliance members?
Pretty soon, we're strengthening, we're gathering all our evidences.
So the ombudsman or...
Yeah.
You are?
We are going to that direction.
Why haven't you done that now, before now?
Well, the primary task of the consumers, the alliance per se, is to build up pressure on Pepsi. And so you see people marching in the streets. So we have mounted our own campaign, even in the U.S.
Vic, what is the record so far? You've had about 1,000 cases dismissed. I understand in Quezon City, some of the winners are here in the studio now.
Yes, they are.
They've won some of their cases.
Yes, yes.
The first round of their cases. What has been the overall record so far?
The overall record so far is this. The resolution of fiscal sigla is not an unfavorable news. The only thing that the people can do is to change names and then file it in Quezon City, because of the fact that in Quezon City, the people who filed this claim have extensive research as well. They did. And in fairness to Fiscal Masigla, I think he was handicapped in evaluating this thoroughly because of the absence of extensive studies when you compare this to the ones submitted before the Fiscal Ramon Herona of Quezon City. And this is now with Judge Maximiano Asuncion.
Okay, but before you forum shop and file it in Quezon City, shouldn't you first exhaust all administrative remedies and file a motion for reconsideration of the resolution?
The mechanic is there. If you are not satisfied with the resolution of the investigating prosecutor, you file a motion for reconsideration. If that is denied, you go upstairs to the Department of Justice.
All the way.
But if the motion is acted favorably, then the case
what are the chances of that?
I don't know, unless the evidence is improved, perhaps. There's a little chance. The evidence submitted to me actually is not as extensive as that submitted before the City Prosecutor's Office of Quezon City. In fact, in the opposition to the motion to dismiss filed by the counsel for 1,204 complainants, he merely attached the resolution of the Prosecutor's Office of Quezon City.
Joe, at the time that you were preparing your resolution, were you aware that you were not in possession of some of the facts that were introduced in other...
No, as far as the record is concerned...
You thought it was...
Well, the complainant is under obligation to support his claim with sufficient evidence. It is not for the prosecutor to tell him what to do. Otherwise, the prosecutor would be partisan.
But the big claims that there were some important data that was not available to you.
That's true. Yes, that's true.
As a matter of fact, Rudy, it's like this. Complaints that will be filed subsequently after this can use as basis the extensive research studies and the report itself of done by the Committee on Trade headed by Senator Macapagal. And this, honestly speaking, evaluating all these things, I think the committee has done a great deal of job, and the report has paved the way for the victory of the claimant, because it is a notice. While this is in aid of legislation, you cannot alter the circumstances and the truth unearthed by the committee.
Okay, Senator, this is only the Senate, this is only your chamber. What's happening in the House on this?
There's also a similar inquiry going on in the Committee on Trade and Commerce, headed by Albertito Lopez.
And are there's the same data information available to you being gone over by them?
Well, they conducted their own hearings. So we are two independent chambers, so we conducted our hearings separately.
And what word do you have about what's happening down there?
Let me answer that because I was present in all the public hearings in Congress. I tell you what, if the senator, if it was not, if the congressional hearing was very, very lively.
In both chambers?
Well, it was more lively in Congress because there were so many congressmen probing on Pepsi. And I think if they come up with a report, I won't be surprised if the report will be far more serious, very serious than the report of, although it's really favorable already.
The report of
the Senate.
Because I think the Senate Trade and Commerce Committee's report is pretty tough as it is already.
Well, it will be tougher because there are so many congressmen who are really interested in it. They really grilled Pepsi and the DTI.
Is that because it's a very popular issue? A lot of small people involved?
It's like this, you know, Rudy. The representatives, the congressmen, were on the receiving end of the complaints from their own constituents. Okay? So naturally, they have to be involved here. And some of them, there are about 40 to 50 congressmen who are members of the Committee on Trade of Albertito Lopez, and approximately about 10 to 15 of them have participated in the congressional deliberation.
Vic, apart from remedial legislation on the part of the Congress, what scenario do you see after these two developments now?
Well, I'd like to state it clear that this is the end of deceptive consumer promotions. You know, Rudy, I've been in advertising and promotions for more than 25 years. And we have not exercised ethics in marketing promotions. You know, it's tabiat emptor. Hindi pa pwede yan eh. No way. If we have to reform our society, we're going to start reforming it right there and there. Okay? The bill of Senator Macapagal, criminalizing consumer deception, is already the first step. You can go in promotion to increase your sales, improve your plunging sales, and then come up with deceptive prices and whatever schemes.
Senator, would you like to elaborate on what you have in store for
Yes.
to prevent this type of...
We have two bills included as part of the committee report. One, as Mr. Del Fierro said, increases the penalty for deception related to consumer promotions, marketing promotions. So there is now a monetary penalty, which is a formula related to what the consumers will lose. Secondly, it is also subject to imprisonment. And if the officers involved are foreigners, they are also subject to deportation. The second bill prohibits the Department of Trade and Industry or any similar agency involved in the protection of consumer welfare and in the regulation. It prohibits such an agency from entering into a compromise settlement. So it has to bring the case to its conclusion.
Joe, would you like to add make your input into the curative legislation that is forthcoming?
Well, its effect would be salutary.
What would you like to see happen so that you won't be dismissing cases like that?
Well, the parties must prepare their cases or their complaints in accordance with law, supply the investigating prosecutor with
No, I'm talking about the substance of the complaint.
substance of the complaint.
The complaint that you dismissed.
What? The complaint. All the complainants are holders of crowns and resealable cups with 349 seeded into the cups with the security code, I think that is the alpha numeric security code. This 349 has L2560FQ, L3560FQ, according to the master list kept by the Department of Trade and Industry. Before the promotion, which was placed in a sealed envelope, placed in a safety deposit box, and then deposited in the vault of a bank, contain all the winning numbers in this promo, consisting of 12 pages. And when they opened the safety deposit box, imagine, to safeguard tampering with the contents of the box, one key was entrusted to the DTI representative, another key to the Pepsi representative. Those two keys are needed to open the box. When the box was opened, after the last day of the redemption period, the last day for redeeming these crowns, the prizes, is ended on the 12th of August. So by the 13th, they opened the master list, and they came out with so many 349 cups, but with different security code numbers.
Okay.
Different.
Vic, I know you'd like to say something, but we really have run out of time. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you very much for having been with us tonight when we discussed the long simmering controversy about the unprized 349 Pepsi crowns. Please be with us again next week when Business Class brings you another business issue of national significance. In the meantime, this is Rudy Romero saying, have a good Sunday and good night.